G'day cocktail lovers. One of my favourite easy drinks is a daiquiri, and it's also a great way to try out a new rum if you get one. It's almost always a great drink, and there are a lot of riffs. This one is called a golden glove. The recipe is actually more than 100 years old, and it's designed to show off a funky Jamaican style rum. Traditionally you use a quite light rum in a daiquiri, and this swaps out lime juice for lemon juice, and it says use a funky Jamaican rum rather than a lighter rum. Taste wise, this has the great elements of a daiquiri, and just with this underlying funk that brings something to it. I feel like daiquiri is such a summer drink, but bringing in these funky flavors is some of the flavors that are more associated with colder months. I think you could convince yourself this is season specific, no matter where you are in the world, no matter what time of the year. As I said, the traditional recipe says use Jamaican rum, and I'm going with the spirit of that. The main part of it is actually going to be this Australian rum from the Jimmy Rum distillery. James at Jimmy Rum, very fond of rum in general, was importing Jamaican rums and doing his own blend and bottling it and releasing it. Finally released his own one, and his love of Jamaican rums is obvious in this. This has that sort of deep funk that's associated with the Jamaican rums. So I'm going to use mostly this, but a bit truer to the original. I'm going to use Smith & Cross high overproof Jamaican rum, and that's going to give it a bit of a kick as well. There's also a little triple sec in the original recipe, and I'm getting a bit creative there too. I'm going to use this. This is my homemade barrel-aged blood orange liqueur. I did a video a while back on how I made that, and I did a second batch which I barrel-aged, and it went this really deep, rich color, and it's got a great orange flavor in there. And for the sugar syrup component of this, I'm actually going to use this pineapple sugar syrup that I made myself. And I feel that goes in with the tropical vibe as well, but you could just use a regular sugar syrup if you make it. So that's my take. So I encourage you to get a bit creative with the ingredients as well. Work with what you have, but here's how I made it. In a shaker, I put 1.5 ounces or 45 mils of the Jimmy Rum, and then I put half an ounce or 15 mils of the Smith & Cross rum. Then I put about 1/4 of an ounce, around 7.5 mils of the orange liqueur, and then just around a bar spoon or 5 mils of sugar syrup, and I followed that with half an ounce or 15 mils of lemon juice. Add ice to the shaker, shake that good and hard for 10 to 15 seconds to get it nice and chilled and get a little bit of dilution in there, and then I strain that into a chilled coupe. Orange liqueur and sugar syrup elements in this recipe were a bit sparse. If you like a sweeter drink, don't be shy about adding an extra 5 or even 10 mils of one of the two in there to make it a bit sweeter. But if you like something a bit funky with a sharp edge, I think you'll enjoy this. Give it a go. The Golden Glove. Cheers.